The first day of the year started out perfectly. Yogi and I got up early and did our morning routine. The day started later for some.
Looks like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
It was a clear, sunny day, so we all went to the garden to harvest some greens for Ma, Lua, and Anya. We fed the ladies, and everyone got some snuggles.
Look at the girls. These are the nicest little gals around. Snuggles. Racamanda's not as nice as you guys.
Then we decided to begin the new year with a cold plunge in the creek.
There he is!
In the afternoon, Yogi took us for our usual walk. And we met up with some of the neighbors on the way back.
Hi.
Then we got home. Yogi laid down in his new bed and never woke up. We didn't want to face the second day of the year, but we knew we had to. This loss was particularly difficult for us. Aside from the obvious sadness of losing our friend and having a pet die while in our care, the catalyst of making and sharing this very project, Finding a Way, was a direct result of losing our beloved dog, Q, an awakening to living from love instead of fear. We buried Yogi as requested by his family and went on with a deep ache in our souls. That's when the rain finally came. The sky opened up and poetically wept down, flooding every channel until they were overflowing. It was as though the Quinta was mourning the loss of its faithful guardian.
Roads turned to rivers, streams turned into waterfalls, and still more water came.
Is it nice and cozy in there with all of your woolens? Okay.
The weather remained stormy and wet for weeks, and it suited the occasion. Routinely, we kept going for our evening walks, but Yogi's absence was undeniable. We started picking up special stones and carrying them home, where we would place them on Yogi's grave. While this was a reflective time for us, we were also taking pleasure in simple comforts, like watching the fire burn. We also leaned into ways that we could contribute to the whole in a positive way, like making the other animals as content as possible.
Even within undesirable circumstances and the feelings they spur, there is beauty and opportunity. In fact, when it feels like you're draining to the point of empty, it's often more accurate that your vessel is actually expanding and deepening. It is also true that when going through hard things, it can take a while to regain your rhythm and find the things that refill you. But often the very processing of pain can unclog feelings previously deeply lodged, allowing a channel from which to fill again, perhaps even deeper than before. It is in moving through these dark moments that secures our place back in the light. It's been a while since we had full morning sun like this. Really nice. There's no better smell than the earth after a heavy rain. Here he is, Mr. Cutie Pants. Cutest one so far, I think. Don't worry, we're gonna take you to a nice place. We saved you from that cat, you silly thing. But can we keep him?
I wish. He's super cute.
What's his name? Charlie.
Charlie, that's nice.
Come on. Come on, little cutie. You're free.
With the clear weather back, we decided to tackle some tasks. We replanted our seedlings for a second time into bigger pots. We discovered and enjoyed the hay bale couch.
Cozy when you're wrapped in black plastic on hay bales.
Just chilling in the sunshine on a bunch of hay bales. Megan was starting to get the hang of bribing the sheepies back into their enclosure. We also used some of our abundant lemons to make some preserved lemon. And drying lemon leaves to make some herbal tea. The tea is delicately floral and delicious. And we decided to walk through the mountains to a nearby town. A hike we'd been putting off because we didn't think Yogi would make it, and we couldn't bear to leave him behind. Exploring is so rejuvenating. Every day we started walking further and further. At home, Ranger was keeping us entertained and busy. This little cat is responsible for so much needed laughter, and her creative playfulness is unmatched.
Well, we heard a loud crash and found little shells everywhere. We realized that Rangie's been playing up here this morning.
E tudo isto com portes limpo grátis. Só tem de ligar 212-548-904. 212-548-904. Não custou mais. Memoriza o controle.
Animals show us how to live with unabashed authenticity.
I've encountered many who discourage the feeling and sharing of emotions, especially publicly. But I want to know in my bones that I've remained open enough to squeeze every last drop of awe, meaning, and emotion out of life. Continuously staying connected to my deepening soul and never closing off for fear that my enthusiasm for life might be too much. The greatest love story ever told. We started exploring the area by vehicle as well. What were you just saying, Neil?
Just saying how good that fruit is, fresh off the tree, fresh off the vine.
Freshly picked kiwis and oranges, please?
Yep.
Spoiled. What have you done, you terrible, terrible boy?
I ruined the sofa. We gave it to a goat.
For some reason, we had a feeling the rain was coming back.
Hi guys. How we doing?
Ever found that your fire won't vent and that you'd really like to have some warmth in your house that is only warmed by fire on a terribly foggy, rainy, stormy day? Us too. But freeze no longer. For Pinky and Stinky's creosote-covered chimney hat apparatus has landed on your doorstep. Simply manipulate the tool until creosote chunks start to fall on the rooftop.
Now with patented clunker and toilet brush extension.
Our wood stove was backdrafting, and occasionally small puffs of smoke were entering the room. We thought we had better clean the chimney, but we didn't have access to a tall ladder, and we heard that tile roofs can be tricky to stand on. In lieu of a job well done, we decided on a job, well, done. At any rate, we were less worried about carbon monoxide poisoning.
It's the
21st
21st, and we leave
on the 23rd.
on the 23rd, which is wild.
We're kind of weird and out of sorts because we've loved it so much here.
Yeah,
But we have made it extra nice by stopping in three places before we go back to São Martinho de Porto to stay at Nasa and Swell's house for a month and a half. And we're going to...
we are going to Fatima, which is a historical town. Looks super interesting.
for 2 nights.
And from there we go to Obidos for 1 night, which is quite close to Peniche.
And that's it. We're excited for the adventure.
Yeah, change is good, always, and also there's a comfortable familiarity as well.
Yeah, and we're really excited to see the kiddos, and we love it here so much, but it will feel, I think, a little bit more luxurious, which is also nice.
Yeah,
and we're going to
for
stay in
sure.
like a hotel. It's like, ooh, we're so fancy. And then hopefully we find even more magic than we have here along the way.
Yep, on to the next.
And there was also another birthday.
I did it.
They really did it.
This year, for my birthday, I got a stack of books and a walking tour in the Caramulo Mountains. This past year has been filled with adventure, change, and with it has come a great deal of personal growth. I feel so grateful to be in this wonderful place and with more faith and excitement for the future than ever.
There will always be moments to celebrate and memorialize, even in the throes of unexpected challenges. Just like the seasons, life is cyclical. And after winter comes the promise of spring.
We had been requested back to a past house sit for the first of the month, and so it was time for us to leave Soul Ranch. The off-grid experiment was complete, but we would forever be linked to Yogi and to this place.
Hi.
Yogi was a beautiful being, and we are so honored to have spent his last 2 months in this world alongside him. He taught us the joy of nonverbal communication, how quickly friendship can grow. With his nightly walks, he taught us the meaning of devotion. And eventually, once we could get past the fog of losing our friend, in his final lesson, Yogi taught us that death can be as gentle as an afternoon nap in a soft, warm bed after a perfect day. We love you, Yogi. Rest peacefully. We won't forget what you taught us.